Hi, my name is Brooke Slagle and this is my friend Gracie Carter, and today we're going to be doing our final on plates, dunes, and waves. First we're going to talk about plate boundaries.
So first we're going to look at divergent plate boundaries, which is when two parts of the Earth's crust are moving apart from each other, and this can happen on oceanic crust and continental crust, and it causes either mid-ocean ridges or rift valleys due to the partial melting.
Then we've got convergent plate boundaries, and these are going to be oceanic, continental, or oceanic-continental. We're going to have some seafloor trenches, some volcanic arcs, as well as some mountains.
And then lastly, there's transformed plate boundaries, which is when two parts of the Earth's crust are going to, along strike slip faults, they're going to move and slide across each other, causing deep faults.
This has really changed my perspective on this world, learning about this personally, just because I've grown up in Utah and have had these lovely mountains my whole life, and it's really cool to see that this is how they were made. It's great for us, recreationally, as well as great for us to have the water that comes from the mountains, and it's also a great view. Now we're going to talk about dunes. We've got different types of dunes here. We have Barcan, transverse, longitudinal, and star. Barcan and transverse are both one directional. Barcan has less sand, while transverse has more sand. Longitudinal has two different directions of sand, or directions of wind, and they're going to be less sand and equal space ridges, and star is going to be more than three or more directions of wind to make these pyramidal shape dunes.
So just like the mountains, we can appreciate God's creations through sand dunes. So there's so many different forces that go into creating them, and they're very unique, and we know that those are things that God created, and so we can appreciate these similarly to the mountains. Now we're going to talk about waves. So we want to talk about waves crashing into the shore. So essentially, if we look at this picture, we can see that as a wave comes in and the bottom of the wave contacts the shoreline and the sand, that's going to cause it to drag and slow down the bottom part of the wave. But the top part of the wave is going to keep moving, and eventually it will crest over and then break, and then it will slow down coming into the shore.
I love being able to understand this now when I go to the beach, because it's really cool to see these waves come in and break and know why it's happening and what's causing it. It's also really great as a safety feature to realize how powerful the water is and all the force that's driving this mechanism.
Alright, thank you for coming to our presentation.